The baby's cries echoed through the woods, faint, desperate, almost swallowed by the wind. No one knew he was out there, except Rex. The German shepherd tore through the storm, barking like his life depended on it. What he found hanging from that tree left everyone frozen in shock. Before we start, make sure to hit like and subscribe. And really, I'm curious, where are you watching from? Drop your country name in the comments. I love seeing how far our stories travel. Elena and her husband Michael lived a quiet life on the edge of the countryside. A small wooden house surrounded by endless fields and whispering pines. Their newborn son had brought light into their lives, a joy so pure that even the roughest days seemed softer. Michael often joked that their baby had his eyes and her smile, the perfect mix of stubborn and sweet. But that night, everything changed. A violent storm rolled over the hills, lightning tearing the sky apart. Michael had called from the road, saying he was almost home. Then silence. Hours passed. The phone never rang again. By morning, rescue teams found his truck crushed beside a swollen river, the driver's door hanging open. No trace of him. No footprints. Just wreckage. Elena fell to her knees in the mud, clutching the baby to her chest, her cries swallowed by the storm. In one night, her whole world had shattered, and something inside her began to break piece by fragile piece. The next morning, the house was unbearably quiet. The storm had passed, but the silence that followed felt heavier than thunder. Elena sat by the window, her baby asleep in her arms, staring at the road that had taken everything from her. Every sound made her flinch, a creak, a gust of wind, a phantom engine that never came. Hours turned into days. No word from the rescue team. No sign of Michael. Hope began to die, replaced by a hollow ache that burned with every heartbeat. She whispered to her son, "I'm so sorry. I can't do this alone." As dawn broke on the third day, she wrapped the baby in his soft blue blanket and stepped outside. Her feet carried her toward the forest, the place Michael had loved, the place where everything had begun. Tears blurred her vision as she placed the baby near a cluster of trees, her voice trembling. "Forgive me, my love." Then, with a final glance, she turned and walked away, not knowing someone was watching. From the edge of the clearing, Clara watched Elena disappear into the mist. Her lips curled into a bitter smile. For years, she had envied Elena, her kind husband, her perfect home, her laughter that carried through the valley like sunlight. Now that light was gone, and Clara felt something dark awaken inside her. She stepped forward, her boots sinking into the damp earth until she found the small bundle lying near the roots of an old tree. The baby stirred, letting out a soft cry. Clara hesitated, her heart pounding. Then the jealousy won. "You'll have no one now," she whispered. She glanced around quickly, then lifted the child and climbed a few steps up a low oak. With trembling hands, she tied the blanket to a thick branch, just high enough to keep him out of sight. The baby whimpered softly, unaware of the danger. Clara backed away, her breath uneven. "No one will ever know," she murmured, and vanished into the fog. Hours later, as the storm clouds broke apart, a distant barking echoed across the valley. Rex, the family's German shepherd, emerged from the woods, his fur soaked, his paws caked in mud. He had been with the rescue team searching for Michael, but now he was alone, and something in his eyes had changed. He raced straight to the house, whining at the door, his claws scraping against the wood. Inside, Elena sat motionless, staring at the floor. She barely noticed him until his desperate cries grew sharper, almost pleading. Rex sniffed the air frantically and then froze. His ears twitched, his nose lifted. He had caught something, a familiar scent, faint but certain. Without hesitation, he turned and bolted toward the trees. Elena called after him weakly, but he didn't stop. The forest swallowed him whole. Deep among the shadows, his bark grew louder, wild, urgent, filled with purpose. And far away, a woodcutter named Tom paused mid-swing, frowning. That bark, it wasn't just noise. It was a cry for help. Tom followed the desperate barking through the forest, branches snapping under his boots. The sound grew louder, sharper, a cry that cut through the silence like sirens. "Easy, boy. I'm coming," he shouted, pushing past the thorns. When he finally broke through the trees, he saw Rex standing beneath a massive oak, his fur bristling, his eyes fixed upward. The dog barked and jumped, pawing at the trunk. Confused, Tom looked up and froze. High among the branches, barely visible through the leaves, was a bundle of cloth. moving. A faint cry drifted down, weak and broken. Tom's heart lurched. "Oh my God," he whispered. "It's a baby." He scrambled up the tree, cutting through the ropes with shaking hands. Just as the last knot loosened, the baby slipped. Tom gasped, but Rex was already beneath him. The infant fell into the dog's waiting body, cushioned by thick fur and loyalty stronger than fear. The baby whimpered, alive. Rex licked his tiny face gently, whining softly, refusing to move. Tom grabbed his phone with trembling fingers. "We need an ambulance, now!" he shouted, voice cracking. In that silent forest, a dog had just done what no human could. He'd brought life back from the edge. News of the rescue spread quickly. By the time Elena reached the scene, flashing lights cut through the trees and paramedics huddled around a small bundle. Her heart nearly stopped. She stumbled forward, tears blurring her vision. When she saw her baby, weak but breathing, she fell to her knees, sobbing. My baby, she cried, reaching for him as Rex whined beside her, tail thumping weakly against the ground. She wrapped her arms around the child, whispering over and over, "I'm so sorry." The police soon arrived, puzzled by the ropes found in the branches. It didn't take long before footprints told another story, smaller, lighter ones leading away from the tree. They matched Clara's boots. When confronted, Clara broke down, her face twisted with guilt. "I just wanted her to feel what I felt," she admitted, her voice trembling. "I never meant for it to go that far." As officers led her away, Elena held her baby tighter. But the miracles weren't over. Hours later, rescuers radioed in. Michael had been found alive, injured but conscious, miles from the crash site. He said one thing before passing out. "I heard Rex barking, and I followed the sound." That same bark had saved them all. Days later, sunlight returned to the valley. The storm was gone, leaving only calm, and a house filled with second chances. Michael sat on the porch, his arm in a sling, watching his wife rock their baby gently in her arms. At her feet lay Rex, finally resting, his head on Elena's lap. She stroked his fur softly, whispering, "You didn't just save my son." "You saved me too," Michael smiled, his eyes glistening. "He never gave up, not on us, not once." The baby cooed, reaching out a tiny hand that brushed Rex's ear. The loyal shepherd gave a low, contented sigh, and as the camera fades, the narrator's voice lingers. Sometimes heroes don't wear capes, they wear fur. When hope was lost, one dog's love brought a family back together. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more true emotional tales. Turn on the bell, never miss a miracle again.